Hello, this is Joseph with the My Cross, His Grace podcast radio. Welcome. We made it to November. This year's going fast and I'm really very happy for that. The next holiday, of course, is Thanksgiving and soon it will be Christmas. Two very meaningful, close family holidays of the year. Of course, with Thanksgiving, you really don't need to buy gifts for anybody. Just show up and eat, right? Christmas, people tend to go into debt a little bit more willingly for loved ones along the order of the way they would like to take care of them, and that's a little concerning right there. Will this year be any different? Be careful how you spend that money. Love isn't measured in dollars. What matters most is your physical presence. Any demonstration of caring often means so much more, and indeed it should. It's a little easier when it comes to gifts for men. Ask them what they want and most will say nothing. I have everything I need. And really that's true for most of us, right? So a really good question is what it comes down to is wants and needs, and what does any loved one really need? That should be the first question that we ask. I can't tell you how to spend your money, but I encourage you to spend your time as though the doctor gave you 3 months to live. Every minute, every day is so precious for all of us. Me included, we tend to take our days for granted. And how could we make memories this upcoming holiday season? I hope the answer involves something requiring more of your time than more of your money. In a previous video, I mentioned that there were several Coast Guard cutters over in the Middle East. Their names are the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Charles Mouthrop, the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Glenn Harris, the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Emlyn Tunnel, U.S. Coast Guard cutter John Schuerman, and the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Clarence Steuffen Jr. I genuinely ask you to remember them in your prayers and intentions, that their missions on behalf of our country will be carried out safely. Also for the flight crews of the Air Force, they've been flying numerous C-17 cargo flights from the U.S. to Europe. The number of these flights is staggering. It's significant over normal operations at any other time. These flights are indeed significant because of the sheer volume of them. It's in the hundreds and it's outside the norm, so that's why I mention it. Additionally, there's an incredible number of military survey flights over the United States. With increasing regularity, these military survey flights carry instruments for measuring mapping, scanning, locating, photography, and so much more. It's usually used to map battlefield areas, so you can see why it's a concern, and knowing that they're surveying U.S. land, almost the entire country, is cause for notice. The Army recently just called up 800 NCOs, that's non-commissioned officers, to have them report within 6 days to Fort Campbell, Kentucky for recruiter training. So I ask you, in your travels, have you seen any recruiting lines anywhere? What's that all about? We've enjoyed relative peace in our land largely since the Vietnam era, and I genuinely pray that that continues. But I sense that unorganized chaos being stirred to suggest unrest among us where there really isn't any of that magnitude. However, with the fighting age males that have been allowed to come over our borders unchecked and waiting for orders, we all need to be especially watchful and protective of each other, understanding that there may be trouble afoot. So be very careful out there. The roads are about to get bumpy. It could get very dangerous. And I pray the Lord's blessing upon us and our good and honest intentions. May evil be bound and destroyed. This is Joseph with the My Cross, His Grace podcast radio. Thank you.